earlier.
I'm sure.
Sounds right to me.
Sandy Tulloch, who was like
Sandy
ex-president here, but young Sandy Tulloch, his son, I think was the guy that maybe kind of.
Talk to me about Nairn.
Nairnia. It's a grower. Nairn is definitely a grower.
Simple. I don't know if that sounds like I'm saying it's a bad thing, but it's just very straightforward.
So Sharpie's like a long lost friend that you never knew you had. Really genuine hospitality. Cares deeply about golf in Scotland, and more specifically his club and his club's relationship with the other clubs.
I think Nairn's popularity has always been because it was one of the elite courses in the north of Scotland. So I don't think Nairn has ever struggled strong with being one of these courses that has struggled to get visitors. The reputation of the course speaks for itself, but really the catalyst for the course driving forward was the 99 Walker Cup. I mean, that just transcended everything.
There's nothing that crazy about it. There's nothing that I would say like, dude, you have to go to Nairn. But like, you should go to Nairn. It's an incredible experience.
Starting to get some listeners going.
Really? Not good.
Tron has opened up a huge lead. He's on 226. I'm 198. DJ 188. Randy 162.
What's your drinking choice?
I'm doing a tenants with a tad of lime cordial.
It's been a mainstay of the trip.
It's paradigm shifter.
The first 7 holes play along the ocean, the rest come back inland, and it's just, I don't know, I love the way these bunkers sit. Just, they're raised up a little bit out of the fairway, and it just sticks out to be like, your whole exercise is, how do I navigate through these bunkers? And with it being as firm as it was, I don't remember hitting a driver until we started going into the wind. I mean, everything was just irons navigating around these bunkers.
Nairn playing just a bit firm.
Oh! I wanted to join the 8 club group, so here
More of a movement than a group.
Here we are. And I'd like to, I think the first step, to really join is, I am a disgrace.
You stink.
I stink. My game is a disgrace. It's disgusting. And I just want to get better now.
Well, let's help you out. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
He's got the right number.
We're gonna make it the right number.
Skirt's another one.
Skirt.
Oh, Randy's pitching out sideways here on the first hole at Nairn. Just a tremendous out.
Just gotta take your medicine sometime.
One of the things that Nairn does really well is there's these little mounds in front that are more visually deceptive than anything. They're not really in play, but they make the green look a lot more foreboding than it really is. 2 has those crazy mounds.
All right, I just got cucked by this wall.
Try to tell you, man.
Good chunk of iron. We need a club on this?
For sure.
It might be physically impossible, boys. It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
I was wondering if you're just gonna ground your club.
Hey, Tron.
Like they're from the back of this tee box.
Are we in the nest?
I heard that.
Shout out to Solly for that joke. What's the deal?
Wait for this to fall.
Get a little hit. Hey, great 3.
Thank you.
Best hole in the course, in my opinion, is number 4. That's just such a wild, cool, serpentine green. There's cool mounding, and you're going back towards the ocean. It's wild.
And then they just jam this 5th tee behind the 4th green. You tee off directly over the 4th green. And that's just like, that's classic Scottish quirk. I mean, you would never lay out a golf course like that today, but it's really cool how they do it.
Barb!
It's on the beach.
Dude, play it. Yeah, that's
Get it, Randy. Help him out.
All right, we got about 155.
It's actually not that hard of a shot.
Ball's sitting up a little bit. We just got to catch it cleanly. A little fat, but they'll get back in the fairway.
How'd you enjoy your visit to the beach?
Wish I could go out there and take a swim. I bet that water is refreshing.
Oh yeah. Well done.
Cheers.
God, I am lost. In a bit of a hole.
sick.
Could use a bit of a 60 there, to be honest.
Deej, how's the day going?
The day as a whole,
Nah, how's the round going?
the round is not good. Like, catastrophically bad. It's like I'd hit an iceberg coming out of lunch, and now the boat's just been slowly sinking, and I'm trying to patch all these holes, and it's just incredibly stressful.
So there's some great half holes at Nairn. 7 is this. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's par 4 or par 5. It's a hard par 4, a really easy par 5, all the way down the coast towards the very far end of the property.
Yeah, it's all right then.
Randy, this time from the correct side of the wall.
Well played there.
What are your favourite holes? Or what's your favourite hole? Well, speaking as a bang average 15 handicapper, I quite like, you're not going to believe this, but I quite like 8.
And 8, depending upon the wind, it can be, you can have a full 9-iron or 8-iron in, or you can be driving the green. But there's it's a raised green, and there's all these little swales around it and everything. It's a pretty remarkable hole.
Well played.
Oh, tops off the defense.
Need it. That's it.
Take your 84 jersey.
We just broke through the hole. We're about to start just running downhill. Bucking his head.
Good birdie.
I mean, the halfway house is just a barn at the furthest point of the property, and like everything inside, they basically just put the snacks and stuff out on a table. Like, it's not like a bar or anything in there. It's a picnic table with all these ancient artifacts, like all this machinery from a farm that sits in this barn, and that's where they have the halfway house. It's the best halfway house in Scotland. I have no evidence to back that up, but let's just go with that.
All right, looking kind of a little wipey, if you don't mind my saying.
I got Tiger's, like Sean Foley, like just hold on for dear life with the driver swing right now, like where he just tries to like go like that and get it unstuck, and it can't get it unstuck.
It's gone.
I'm stuck.
Might be close. I think it's probably in.
Probably.
What are you gonna do if it's in?
Buy drinks.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, it's lame. At least one of those is probably in, right?
Probably.
Do we think?
Yeah.
One would think so.
What was the rule if you make an ace?
You got to move here?
You have to move here.
Who makes the ace has to move here.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right, we see one left of the hole. It looks like Tron has been DQ'd. He will be returning to Jacksonville.
I see 3 balls.
Oh, that's disgrace. Look, these kids can play.
Now and then.
Yeah. Is it a coincidence that we edit it as well, and that's why we're showing you this? Maybe. You guys gonna fight each other?
Rabbit ears. Of course.
Bird for the kid.
Big two. Big two there.
Big two. Down slope.
Look, that's perfect.
Nice effort.
For the jumbo bird.
Do it. Do it.
Bingo.
Jesus.
The eraser.
So my round in Nairn this go around, I didn't know what to do exactly with it.
I had an idea that Solly was playing well. He was grinding a little bit too hard for my tastes. You could tell he was pressing a little bit, I think.
I don't know. It was my Icarito moment. I flew way too close to the sun. I'm horrified to go low, terrified, absolutely petrified. And the crash back down to earth was unlike any bumpy ride I've ever had. I mean, I just nosedive straight into the earth, hit the big ball at full speed, still accelerating as I hit the ground on the 18th green.
Good finish.
Thanks. It's official. I'm afraid to go low.
Way to keep it between the rails there down the
That
street.
was fun.
Had a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Nice.
Good
Well
shot.
done. Let's go drink some beers.
Yes, please. Holy shit, yes, please.
When you put that much effort and energy into it and don't let it just come to you, you try to go to it, that never turns out well.
We're gonna try to catch up with Solly. He's kind of politely declined most other media requests. We usually get him permitted.
Thank you.
Hey, talk to me about that finish.
Well, I was 4 under, standing on the 13th tee. I eagled the 15th hole, and I shot 2 over par, 73.
What at this point? I mean, is there any hope of going low in the future?
No, I'm afraid. I'm terrified of going low. I had a 5-foot putt to go to 5 under, missed it. I'm feeble. I have no stones. I have no heart. I mean,
nothing will change if you shoot it low.
No, everything will change. Perhaps everything will change.
All right, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
You're always gracious with your time.
Thank you, of course. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Pisey.
At Nairn, I think the club itself and the membership is better than the actual golf course.
It does. It draws you in. It makes you want to be a member. Like, I started asking questions about international membership, which a lot of people have looked into and have pulled the trigger and done it. We know one.
The process of becoming a member, well, I emailed them and I was like, hey, I want to join. I'm some random American guy and just hoped that they had some international membership process. And they sent me back a form and said, join. I mean, here you go. Send a credit card information, fill this out. And it was fairly seamless. I mean, I think I paid £450 for the yearly membership. They sent me a bag tag. I proudly rock it on my bag. I think people probably think it's a little annoying that I have an international bag tag on my bag. It was a place that I wanted to go back and play, and I wanted to take people back. I want to find out when the club championship is. That's my 2019 resolution, is to get over there, hopefully, and be able to play in that, because that would be pretty sweet to be a part of.
What's your best round out here at Nairn?
Club champion.
Club champion.
Current champ. Yeah, current.
Yes,
This is Kumel.
What is this?
Kumel.
Alright, what is this?
It's basically infused with caraway seed.
He'll tell you all about it.
We've actually got.
I'll tell you all about it. That man right there.
There's another man
He'll tell you all about
We've
it.
got a golf society which is born out of this stuff called the chameleons. So you guys maybe just need to try this. It's like an after golf liqueur.
The nip? Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers. Yeah,
Cheers.
all in a row.
Nice having you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Good to see you here.
Oh, you can do like
Delightful. It's like how you would wish. It's how you wish mouthwash would taste. No, I wish like it's how it would.
Yeah, there's some texture behind it. Yeah.
This is Strongbow Dark Fruit.
Bartender gloss Tron cider, little kids alcohol.
Take it away.
Get a good welcome from the members. You know, it's not as if like people will come into the Spike Bar, the front lounge, or anything like that and feel like they're alienated because they're a member. Everyone will always come up and talk to them. Where are you from? And they'll always engage quite positively. So at the same time, we're quite a social club, and that's something we take a lot of pride in.
So I first experienced Nairn the summer prior. I was on kind of a solo road trip. I'm playing by myself at Nairn through 9 holes. I come up on an already existing fivesome. And I thought, oh, that'll be nice. They'll like let me play through. They didn't, but they invited me to join them. So we played a sixsome, and it ended up being one of the guys that did food and beverage and a bunch of the older members. And it was just like this welcoming feeling of like, hey, there's like a visitor behind us. Like, let's bring him in and like, let's let him play with us and see what that's like and talk to him. And then we went inside, had a couple beers, and then they ended up showing me like, you have to see this archive room.
The archive room is wild.
I didn't even know what an archive room was. And now it's like my dream to have a room like this in my house someday.
Our historians and archivists have been members for, like, they've covered now generations. So what they're rightly trying to do at the moment is making sure that they've got so much like historical artifacts and information that they can pass to the next generation. And I think there's an overriding sense of pride from them as members when they were younger that they want to pass it through to the next generation.
Nairn is not one of the most famous clubs in the world, but the way they've treated their history, it's as if it was. And I think that's so cool, and that it makes me appreciate the place. Even though I'm not a member, it just draws me to its history. I want to know what matches happened in 1912. They had the documentation of like matches in the early 1900s, original rules, and all this crazy history.
A favorite, is there a piece in here that's most special to you?
I think I'm quite proud of the Walker Cup artifacts more than anything. I think I was like, at the time when I first became a member here, was in 93. I was a bit too young to understand what the whole concept was, but it kind of holds, something dear to me. I would say it's something that I always you look upon with a bit of sense of pride as being a member. I think Nairn is actually quite a hotbed of golf. We're quite fortunate that we've got 2 championship courses in the town, and I think a lot of these people are just trying to maybe just like preserve Nairn as a golfing destination and making sure that when people come over here, it's ticking the boxes on where people want to play golf.
I want to record a podcast in that room someday. That's my life goal.
Even just in this little book you've got here, it's from 1912, you can look through the current holders of each tournament back to 1890, and then a list of all members. My grandpa's father, who currently still at that time was a resident of the same house that my grandpa still lives in now. So
Wow.
that's the favorite piece of mine for sure.
They want people to come play golf. It's a part of the community. It's a part of the staple of the city. I mean, everybody's got a membership there. They all go out there and play. They walk. It's not really that much about what your handicap is. It's playing in matches. I just think that the United States membership at a golf course is a little bit of a badge of honor, and it's kind of what people hope to have. I want to be a member here. I'm a member at this place, and they wear their hats and they wear their shirts. And over there, it's almost assumed. You live in the community of Nairn, you're a member of Nairn. Scotland is probably my favorite place on earth. So, it just kind of it makes me feel like I'm still kind of a part of living over there, if you will, even though it was only a few months that I lived there.
It's more about the game than it is about being some exclusive social club. There's the common thread there is golf.
I mean, just hanging at a place like Nairn just makes you feel warm and fuzzy. And this isn't because of like access that we get or anything like that. I felt this when I was just a stranger that showed up there a year ago, and they just like open arms said, come have a beer with me. We just met, but let's hang out. And that's the stuff you dream of when going to a place where you're not a member of. To feel that welcome is so different than really anything I've ever felt anywhere stateside.
A million fans have heard of Aurora. Probably a big reason. What would you say that is?
Sheep grazing the ground, electric fences around the greens. I'd like to think that I made a hole-in-one here last year.
Allegedly.
Going into the final day, the dash to Dornick is almost wrapped. Tron is in the lead at 244.
I can't believe it.
I'm on 242, DJ 206, Randy 182.
Oh, snap. Some sort of incentive plan or some sort of
buyout
multiplier program.
How about maybe an early retirement package?
I think last place
just get out of here.
Last place should get relegated and then has to miss the next trip.
I'm getting replaced by Neil. Neil's getting promoted. I'm back on the bench.